Hey guys, alexsmolik here. The new McLaren SENNA has just been unveiled tonight and I'd like to talk about it. But first things first, just to get it out of the way, this is not McLaren's 3-seater, aka the next McLaren F1. This is merely the most extreme road car ever. That is, according to McLaren. By the way, you're probably not used to seeing me do these kinds of videos, are you? However, this is exactly the kind of things that I'd like to do more often. So please have mercy, for this is only but my first attempt at this. Alrighty then, McLaren SENNA. This car has been very much anticipated by the car community. Back then it was known by its code name P15, and tonight we've learned that it will bear another name, an official name, the McLaren SENNA. Now, about the name, despite the obvious tribute to the legendary Brazilian Formula 1 driver Ayrton Senna, what does that tell us? I personally believe that this shows McLaren's determination to emphasize what this car is supposed to be. At first glance, the McLaren SENNA might just look like a 720S if I'm being honest, but then again, a quite heavily modified one. Especially when you look at that absolutely massive active wing in the back, whose shape kind of reminds me of the SCG003Cs. In other words, a proper race car. But just like with the McLaren 720S, I'm not really feeling the front. Furthermore, the two-tone livery they chose, black and orange, feels a bit odd. I sincerely believe that this is not the best color they could have gone for, which is exactly why I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of the car. Roof coupe aerodynamic intakes pretty much everywhere. You can tell that this car has spent quite a lot of time in R&D trying to optimize the airflows. As with all McLarens recently, it's probably pretty efficient. No doubt about that. Not that there ever was. As far as we know, the McLaren SENNA has about 800 Federstärke, which translates to about 790 brake horsepower, for about 800 Newton meters of torque, and the car weighs a little bit less than 1.2 tons. Not bad for the most extreme road car, right? However, I do wonder what the McLaren P1LM has to say about that. The back of it also looks quite interesting. I didn't say good looking now, did I? Indeed, I've seen much better looking rears in my life. On the top of my head, I'm just gonna say McLaren F1 and McLaren P1. McLaren 675 LT as well. That being said, I find it very curious, therefore very interesting as well. The central position of the tri-tip exhaust feels very Paganish. It is placed very high, way above the taillights. Remember when I told you this car was basically built around aerodynamics? That. All in all, I think we've got a pretty good case of function over form. No doubt the the McLaren SENNA will be a killer. After all, it is a road car, yet very track focused. Only 500 units of the car will be made worldwide, and what you're all probably dying to know, the price tag. Buying the McLaren SENNA will cost you about £750,000, give or take 850,000 euros, or $1 million to my American friends.
$1 million.
So there you go, hope you enjoyed this very quick, albeit short review of the McLaren SENNA. So far, from what I've seen and what I've heard, a majority of people seem to have very mixed feelings about it. But let's be fair, let's give it more time. Time to settle in our minds as well as show itself under other circumstances. Alright, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't hesitate to tell me what you thought about the McLaren SENNA and give me your thoughts about it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on Facebook for much more content. Alright, that's it for me. Talk to you later, guys. See ya!